it's Kerri-Ann and I'm back today with another talk on something that I know lots of you are interested in, and that's how to make money as an artist. So as an artist or an illustrator, for example, how can you, in the beginning and going forward, how can you make money? How can you become a full-time artist and illustrator and earn enough to make a full-time living? So first of all, I am not there yet. I just want to point out, I do not make a full-time income, one that I can pay all of my bills, because obviously I've got 2 children, a mortgage, a shop, I've got loans and all sorts. So I am not financially 100%. So what I'm saying is just my experience of what I've learned from others, where I'm heading, where I'm progressing to, and the places that I do earn funds and things. So just as a disclaimer, I'm not what I would consider I'm a full-time artist. I work full-time in art because I have my art shop and I illustrate and create art, but I don't earn enough yet to be a full-time artist with no other freelance job. So just a disclaimer there. But yeah, I wanted to share with you some ideas of ways you can make money with your hobby or your craft, your art skills and your craft skills. How can you go about using those skills to make money? So obviously there's some really obvious ones in terms of actually selling what you make. So if that's a picture that you've painted, if it is a card that you've been making, it could be a sculpture, it could be earrings, whatever it is that you make that is unique to you. So we're not talking about something generic here that anyone could do, something that you've put your stamp on that's your thing, or in the sense of art that's your style. Is selling the original is obviously the first thing everyone thinks of. Although selling the original isn't always the best way to make the most money. It's a great way if you can, but when you're just starting out, it's unlikely that someone's going to buy a piece of your work for say £500-600, and you'd need to be doing that, you know, regularly 3 or 4 times a month to make a full-time income. So selling original artwork isn't the #1 way, I would say, from a beginner level to make money. So consider when you are, let's just take an artist for example and how I work now. Obviously previously I worked in the craft industry, so I sold a lot of cards, I sold handmade things that I made, personalised things that I made over the sort of, what are we talking, 10, 13 years now that I've been in the craft and design industry. I've done a lot of different things, so I have a lot of different things that I've been involved in. So we'll just talk to begin with about the art side. I paint the pictures, so I will create them, I will YouTube them, so I actually film how I make them. I blog about that, so I take photos and do step-by-step tutorials. So actually there's a whole process and ways in which you can make money, not just the finished piece that you make. So you could take photos and blog about the tutorials, and then you can either have a blog that you monetize and you can earn money there. Very small amounts, but you can earn money through showing and sharing with people the tutorial of how you make the art. You could YouTube, you could film how you're making that art. If you then get enough subscribers and enough watch hours, you'll then earn money from that. Again, very small amounts, but every penny counts, especially when you've got children. So that's even before the finished piece is there, 2 ways in which you can be earning. The tutorials and blogging about them and filming and getting them onto your YouTube. Those are both ways that will make tiny amounts, but if you're doing enough of it, that will all mount up and you know, will help in the end. There's also the element of you could actually do those tutorials and you could write up step-by-steps and you could sell that to magazines or online places are often purchase those sorts of things from you. I used to do a lot of articles for magazines, mainly in the craft industry, although I am doing a few now for art magazines as well. And it's a good amount of money that you can get for each one. It takes a long time to understand the structure of each magazine, because each magazine likes them done in a particular way. So you've got to think about in terms of your time whether or not that's beneficial and is going to make you enough money. But that's one other way that you can make money before you even think about that finished product. The finished product needs to be good because you're showing someone how to make it, they need to want to make it. But it's before you even get to that point of selling that final piece. So then you've got the original piece. So you've done the possibilities of earning before and how you did it. You've got your final piece. What can you do then that's going to make you some money? So selling the original, obviously, fantastic way. If you can put a good price on it that you believe it's going to fetch in the art market, whether it be in a gallery, an art show, from your own studio, online, Etsy, websites, build your own websites, things like that, you could sell that original. But what about things like having prints made? Now, some artists like to have prints made, some don't. It's up to you, it's a personal thing. Personally at the moment, I scan them in regardless of whether I'm going to do prints or not. I scan them in and I've been doing 5 to 10 prints recently. You can resize them. So if your original piece is A3, consider making it an A4, so a smaller print. Or if your original piece is an A4, you might want to scale it up. Now that would depend on the quality of the scanner you have and the computing equipment that you're using as to whether or not the graphics will be good enough. It also depends on the original artwork. But that's another way you can do it. You can do prints. Now, when you're just starting out, you may think, well, it doesn't really matter how many prints I do, I could sell however many I like. When you progress further into the art market, you'll actually notice that they tend to do limited print runs. So they'll actually number the prints when they sign them, the artists, and say 1 of 100, 1 of 50, however many you're going to do in your print run. And that's quite a nice thing, because if you can still give a certificate of authentication, if you can still show what number within the print run that is, people are more inclined, I think, to purchase those prints. So that's another way of doing it, so using prints to fund. Art cards, now they are fantastic. If you can get your artwork printed onto cards and you can get those into shops, if you can take them to art shows, if you can take them into art galleries and things, then I would probably say at least 50% of what I earn is through the prints, of the card prints that I print. So this is just some of them. There are lots and lots of places you could use local card printers. You could print them yourself if you've got the right equipment. But there's one place, if you are an artist and you want to progress and do this as a full-time thing in the future, or if you're a part-time artist, not just a hobbyer, but you really want to be an artist, there's a company that I highly, highly recommend. They are built for artists and their pricing is fantastic. So in that, you actually get the card, you get the envelope, you get the cellophane packet, you can do your own branding on the back, you can opt to have wording inside if you want to. You need to be computer literate, you need to understand how to upload it and things like that, but it's really simple. I think anyone can do it once you've done it a couple of times. But this company who make my cards now, fantastic prices, brilliant turnaround time, amazing quality, and really, really supportive. And they're actually a not-for-profit organisation to support artists. So if you want to know who they are, check out the comments, the description below, and I'll put a link to a video I did about them. And you can find out all about them and why I recommend them. Obviously, support local where you can, so your local printers and things like that. I found that my local printers are brilliant for prints and brilliant for things I need really quickly. But actually their prices couldn't match the company that I'm talking about here. So yeah, card prints is another one. So originals, prints, card prints, selling the tutorials, doing the videos. You've got a good amount now of ways of which you can sell your actual art that you've made. So we're talking still about the art. What about things like making bookmarks? So arts, and this wouldn't necessarily be where you, although you could actually scan in your artwork, crop it down and make small prints in bookmark size, and then you can either laminate them or you can get these cool sleeves. I'll put the link online and put your printed bookmarks into sleeves. So you could do prints and size them to bookmark size, but I actually get these, because I work in watercolour a lot, excuse me, you can actually get watercolour bookmarks. I'll add a link in the description, and then you can do miniature versions of your art on the bookmarks, pop them in the sleeves to protect them, and I mean, I sell these for £3 each, and they sell really well, really well in the store, and it's just something different. So it's something small price, it's not a card, but it's something extra that someone can support me by buying, and they quite like. Bookmarks are really popular at the moment. Reading and books is I think always going to be popular things, so that's another way you can use your art to create an income. So we've looked at art as one thing, and that's just a few ways. That's not all the ways you can use it. You can look at having your artwork put onto cushions, mugs, coasters. You can try and approach companies to have it licensed so they can use it on fabric, or they can start selling it on things like cushions and mugs and things. There's so many artists and illustrators that have taken their work and they have pushed forward with it into so many avenues. You've got to think that, you know, things like Laura Ashley and Dolly Hot Dogs, I think, is one in the Devon area. There's lots of artists and illustrators that actually use their artwork and have it printed onto so many different things, and they make a full-time amazing income by doing that with their original artwork. But to do that, you do need to have a bit more backup money. You need to have a startup money, I would say, and you also really need to have the support behind you to get that all going. So hopefully these few ways that I've talked about today would be more sort of the beginner ways that you can earn money through your art. So what if you're a sculptor? Or what if your art is 3D? Then what can you do? Well, I know a lady who is a florist, and she actually takes really amazing quality photos of her floral displays, and she has those printed on cards. So in a sense, you have to be good at the photography as well as the 3D art, sculpture or floristry, but actually you can then print the cards or print your bookmarks or print original photos. I say original photos, but obviously they're going to be multiple ones that you can do, but taking that 3D art, taking that sculpture or that floristry display, taking photos, really good quality. Now if you can't do that, if you're not sure about how to set it up, or if you haven't got a good enough camera, think about contacting a photographer who can do it when you've got 2 or 3 pieces that you want to have done. Get those quality images made, get them onto USB or something like that, and then get those turned into larger prints, cards, bookmarks, etc. And that's a way that you can sell it. So the things that I'm recommending, although mainly will be for flat 2D art, you can use some of the ideas if you're a sculptor or a 3D artist. We can look at a million different ways that crafters could make money. We could look at things like going to craft shows, going to sort of village fetes and things like that, but I'll do a whole separate video because that would be a lot longer process explaining how I used to earn a living doing my crafting. It was a long time ago now, and I think the industry changed so much and my interest changed, which is why I went a lot more down the art route. But yeah, hopefully that's given you a few ideas of how you can earn an income as an artist. Now, as I say before, this isn't about me saying to you that you can really quickly make a full-time income as an artist. That's not what I'm saying. This is just giving you some ideas of how you can make some money as an artist. Now, obviously, you still need to register as self-employed, you still need to do your accounts, you still need to keep really good records of everything. So every time you purchase an art supply, make sure you keep the receipts, keep your books. Every time you sell something, keep that, you know, I keep it in paper record, but then also do computer records too. I have an accountant because obviously my company is our limited company and it's, you know, all run through one particular business style, but obviously different sections. So mine, I have to do it, it's really hard work and really lengthy. But if you're self-employed, it'll be totally different. So just make sure you keep really good records of everything. So obviously still do all of that. Yeah, well, good luck, everyone. If you're thinking of, if you're just starting out, or if this is just a video that you're watching just to give you some ideas on how to make income and you haven't even ventured down that road yet, I would say definitely give it a go if you're passionate about your art, or if you are, you know, umming and ahhing about it. Is it going to make me enough money? Yes, it certainly can. There are hundreds of thousands of amazingly talented artists who make a full-time income through their art skills and talent. It's not going to be quick, it's not going to be easy, it might be for some, but it's not from anyone that I know, and I know quite a lot of artists in the local area and online, and you know, I admire so many of them. But I'm not saying it's easy, I'm not saying it's quick, but there are ways that you as an artist can make money from your art and your designs. So I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with everything arty and crafty that I'm up to. Yeah, have a great weekend. See you later.